Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to Moscow. Now I'm doing this video by request. Everybody said go to an electronics store, find the biggest one you can get. Go in there, check it out, and see what they've got for sale. So right behind me is M.Video. We're gonna have a walk around. Now before we head on inside, I just thought I'd show you here the shopping mall. This is a 2-level shopping mall. It's called Solaris. Now, just for a little bit of a fun fact, this is bigger than any shopping center in Australia. And this is not even considered big for Moscow. It's probably in the top 15 or 20. And this is where we want to go here. M.Video, or it's called M.Video. But now, the main thing that you're going to see at the entrance here, obviously like in most electronic store, are phones. Phones galore. Everybody loves their phones in Russia. So let's go and check it out. Now, I've got it on good authority that I can have a walk around and nobody's going to give me any stress. So let's see. Now, very typically, when you come to most stores around the world and electronic stores where you live, wouldn't you be seeing Apple first? And here we're seeing Xiaomi as the first brand, which is kind of interesting. And then, of course, Samsung is kind of the competitor to Apple, and they're over there. So yeah, where is Apple hiding, I wonder? So as we have a look at the entrance here before we get a little bit further in here, so you can see all the different phone brands. There is a lot of them. Now, on this back wall here, or front wall, I guess, is all of the phone covers. And have a look how small the Apple section is. It's tiny. Tiny, tiny, but they do have some phones in here, of course. Now, I think everybody wants to see the iPhone 14 right there. 70, well, let's call it 80,000 rubles for the 128 GB Midnight. I'm not too sure much about Apple phones, so excuse me if I'm getting it wrong. And then here is the 14 Pro Max 256 gold. But as you can see, it's probably the least appealing display in the store by a long way, because essentially Apple is not in Russia. So yeah, let's have a wander around a bit more. Lots of staff today. Obviously this is Sunday afternoon here, so you can expect to see plenty of shoppers. Here's the Galaxy. Now, one of these, this is the S22. This is what I like here. 75,000. And actually, this is what I really like. The S22 Ultra. It's kind of like the Note, but look at all the cameras on the back. Wow. Yeah, this is what I really like here. This is 92,500 rubles. So, yeah, all the Samsung models, a lot of them. And have a look, everybody everywhere today. It's a popular day on Sundays for shopping. So one of the very popular reasons a lot of people like to shop here at M.Video is you can obviously buy your phone and then get it on a kind of a credit plan. So you're not paying it up front. You can buy it on a payment plan, which is very popular in Russia to do. You know, obviously some people want to buy things outright, but to buy it on plan. What does everybody think of seeing Xiaomi out the front? Obviously the Samsung's over there as well, but there's a lot of brands. And then Huawei is here as well. Now someone told me that Huawei is not in America, is that right? I think that they're not allowed in America. I'm not sure about that 100%, but here is also lots of laptops. So this would be very, very compared to Best Buy in America. In Australia, we've got JB Hi-Fi. In America, in England, Curry's. I'm not sure. Wherever else is in the world, let me know what this store would compare to. So we're not going to show everything, but I just want to really focus on the kind of selection and assortment here. How interesting that right at the front, they've got all the ladies' hair curlers and hair dryers, obviously. Ladies are a big critical part of Russia, so got to have all the ladies' products right out the front of the store. Здравствуйте. And then Got some laptop bags, tablets. These are kind of cool, all the reversible flip screen ones, I guess you'd call them. They're kind of showing them as tablets rather than laptops. So now it's winter time here and it's very cold outside today. You'll see all of the heaters here. Most people's apartments here and houses have central heating. They've got the kind of bar heaters already built into the apartments, but of course you can buy extra ones for more rooms. Maybe not every room has the bar heaters in them, so these are electric ones here that you can kind of mount on the walls. My wife has one of these in her salon. And then a lot of people maybe know these kind of radiator style ones. They're much smaller. But if you've got a multi-room apartment, so for our apartment we've only got 2 central heating points, but it's warm enough because it's not a very big apartment. Lots of air humidifiers as well. Kind of going the whole length of this little aisle here. Now I didn't really want to make this video about pricing and let's say sanctions that I always sort of tend to put in the titles. I really wanted to show you the selection, the assortment, how many things we can buy in Russia and how many choices we have. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes. I find it interesting in a lot of the electronic stores and I guess homeware stores, if you want to call them that, where they've got like pots and pans and they've got frying pans as well. It's kind of interesting, frying pans. So you're going to come in and buy a frying pan and a phone all at the same time, right? And here's all the laptop setup as well. Honor. Now again, I don't know all these brands, barring the major brands. I guess things like HP I know. Asus. VideoBook. So yeah, have a look. Plenty of choices here. And they have also the computer screens. Actually, I got mine from the opposition to M.Video. I got mine from DNS, so if you're from M.Video, I'm sorry. I had to order them online, specific ones. Check these curved monitors. These are what I've got, these curved ones. And then even more laptops. They just keep going and going. Lots to choose from. And they've actually got pre-built PCs here as well, but a lot of people will tend to kind of buy them and have them kind of made rather than buying them in the store here because they're a little bit expensive in this store for the pre-made computers. And then all the usual computer accessories, keyboard, printers, getting all the words mixed up, all the ink over there. And as I've kind of found out in the last few days, gaming is a big deal here in Russia. A lot of people like to do gaming. I think all around the world people do gaming, right? And they've got all the keyboards here and special mouses. If you have 2 mouses for your computer, are they called mice? Let me know in the comments. Hyper? I don't know who is Hyper, but all of these different ones. Lots to choose from. I didn't realize there was that many keyboards in the world, really. And then I think this is Nintendo Switch over here as well. And they've got all the accessories. Retro Genesis. Is that like the Sega Genesis, I wonder? And then somebody mentioned to me in another comment about games. Now this isn't a standalone game store, but it does have Xbox there. Then we have Funko Pops. Very mixed amount of things in this store, really. And then PS5. There isn't that many PS5 games, but I guess the ones that you want are here. So yeah, I'm gonna go and check out a proper game store at some point. PS4, PS5 games. Has anybody got one of these retro radios in their house? My dad actually has one at their place. He bought kind of one, so there's not quite these ones, but very similar. I mean, does anyone even listen to the radio? I know my parents have it set up in their kitchen, but yeah, there's even some musical instruments here, speakers for your car, stereos, and there's some boom boxes. I think these are the kind of Bluetooth speakers, aren't they, I think? Check these things out. And then fans. We don't use these very often in Russia, but they have them in this store as well. And then they have some e-bikes here as well, which is kind of fun. There is actually some really cool standalone scooter in e-bike stores in in Russia. I have to go and find one and make a separate video on it because there's entire stores dedicated to these, and they're very popular in Russia. Coffee machines, the DeLonghi here. I don't know, this looks very fancy for 80,000 rubles. There's some sound bars, and then I think every good electronics store around the world has their crazy TV section here. And look at the Samsung glowing bright here. Yeah, there's TVs beyond TVs on top of TVs here. There's a lot to choose from. Like, I think this is normal for a big store. This is actually a very big store, kind of in this huge shopping center as well, remember. So you can see on this very back wall here all the very big TVs. And then, is there a shortage of TVs in Russia? Let me know here. Now, the one thing with obviously a shopping center location, they don't have a storeroom out the back where you sort of drive your car around and do a pickup. So they have them all displayed in the store here. There's certainly a lot. You know, obviously these different names here. Grundig. There's one over here, Higher. But just looking back here, all the TVs have stock kind of alongside where they're displayed. And then they even have ovens here. Here's the gas ovens. My apartment where I live, we don't have gas at all. It's all on electricity. A lot of people don't like gas in their apartment because they may consider it not safe compared to electricity. You know, these hot plates are kind of what we have. Something kind of similar to these. And have a look how many choices you have. It's very popular for apartments in Russia to get these electric hot plates. And actually for our studio, if anyone's seen my older video that when my wife bought a studio off her friend, we are in the process of getting the kitchen redone, and we're gonna end up getting one of these for the kitchen. So basically we've got the measurements all set up, and then you basically just buy the extra kitchen, like one of these hot plates, and then the guy will install it in the kitchen for us. This is kind of interesting here. They've got a couple of different dishwashers. So this would be the one that you would see all around the world, the traditional wider style here. But obviously with apartment living, they've got these much narrower ones. Our apartment would suit this just nicely. Unfortunately, I'm the dishwasher in the house though, so. And then fridges. I think we know fridges very well. Curious how you'd kind of get this. I guess you'd get home delivery from this shopping center. You're not going to be carrying this out to your car, I don't think. These yellow ones here. This is kind of cool. Has anyone seen these before? The yellow, and then it's kind of like a plastic over the top of the skin of the door. That's kind of interesting. I'm so used to just seeing kind of white ones or stainless steel ones, but this is kind of a little bit trendy here. LG Thin Q. That's kind of neat, isn't it? I think anytime we all come into a electronics store and we come and dream about the TV section here, we always get kind of wowed by the one right at the front here. Neo, QLED, 8Q, and they've always got that crazy kind of graphic showing. That's amazing, but 500,000 rubles. Wow. I guess you guys need to zoom in and see what model that is and check it out. 600,000 rubles. But you know what always happens, right? We always end up down the back corner there where I shot a little bit earlier with all the boxes of the other models. You know, the staff in here are going to find you something that fits your budget quite easily. I did kind of point this out in my other video where I showed these washing machines and these kind of normal large size washing machines. It's probably a little bit hard to sort of see on the camera here. Of course, how many models there are, it's quite overwhelming. But a lot of people, particularly with apartments in Russia, have their washing machine in their bathroom. They don't have separate laundry rooms, especially in apartment living. So they've got these kind of shallower ones, which are about 3/4 the size of a normal washing machine that you might know from where you live around the world. So as soon as I got over to Russia last year, when I flew back over here, I brought a Dyson in my suitcase. Yes, one of those stick vacuums. And the minute I got here, my wife said that she now wants one of these robot vacuums. And there's a Tefal one here for 60,000 rubles. But then there's a Vitek Pro. I guess this is kind of the poor sister or cousin. 16,000 rubles. I don't know a whole lot about these. I think they all look the same to me and they all do the same thing. And who would have thought there was 55 different irons? Ladies, let me know. Is there that many choices of irons? I never thought. I guess as a guy and a man, we just sort of think that there's one model and it works and that's about it. But have a look how many choices there are. And you've even got these fancy steamer ones. I haven't seen one of these in Australia before. Check this thing out. You put your shirt on there and I don't know, I guess you press a button and it steams your shirt for you. That's very cool. We use these ones. You'll see these at the end. These steamers, these handheld steamers. We have these on the shops, on the cruise ships to do steaming of the clothes. So these are quite recognizable to me, but there's a lot of different fancy versions. So just walking around a little bit more here, there's obviously everything you possibly need for your house. I mean, this is a very big store, by the way. I think it's a bit hard to kind of judge. It's kind of essentially a full-size, almost a supermarket size shop. I mean, the sheer size of it is, you've got everything you possibly need in one store. And this is why M.Video is so popular in Russia, because you can safely walk in here and find everything you need and don't need to go to other stores. And then if they don't have it, they'll order it for you, they'll deliver it for you. You can get same-day delivery, everything. They'll bring your fridge right into your kitchen for you. And for any long-time subscribers to the channel, you'll know that we're on this mission to buy a microwave. And I promise you we are going to get one eventually. The problem is now they're slowly going up in price. That's the Samsung stainless steel one there. I think we can kind of settle on something a little bit better value if we can find one, but we wouldn't use it that much. It's really just for reheating food. We wouldn't be cooking anything. It'll literally be just to bring home pre-cooked food from the store and warm it up, and that's about it. But check out this retro looking one here. This is kind of fancy, isn't it? This one with the kind of fancy dials. Now, I wonder if anybody recognizes this. Now, I guess a lot of people from the UK watching may recognize this as Henry the vacuum. Does anybody know Henry the vacuum? It looks very similar, but this is kind of the high version and the Novex version right here. But 4,000 rubles, they're pretty reasonable. I do hope you're enjoying this walk around. Now, a lot of people have asked me to make this video. Maybe they want me to show the prices, I don't know. I've not really shown too many prices, but I hope it's kind of interesting. Just give you an idea of how many things we can get in here, how many choices. The fact that we can walk into a single store and get everything in one place. One thing that's kind of interesting is the Nespresso here, and the fact that essentially Nespresso has left Russia. So all of their standalone stores have all disappeared or they've closed. They're still there, but they haven't kind of announced what their final decision is. So they're still selling Nespresso products along with hundreds of other coffee machines. Have a look at how many there are here. DeLonghi, Tefal, Mulnix. I'm probably getting all these names wrong. Krups. But they do sell the coffee here. And the one thing here that I was going to really show is they've got a lot of other brands of the pods now. So my wife got a Dolce Gusto one for her salon. And you're kind of now struggling to find Dolce Gusto capsules, but there's all these other derivatives now. Espresso bar, Must, and then Carraro. I don't even know these names, but these will all work in the different brands, and then the Nespresso ones as well. Laura, I think most people would know if they've got a capsule machine. But there's a lot of other brands that have kind of popped up that just weren't here before. Just taking a look at the shavers here now. I've actually got one of these Braun shavers right here. This, I'm pretty sure it's this model here. It's an older model of this one. And the problem is they use a liquid cartridge that it's automatically cleaning. but I can't get the cartridges in Russia now. So I've found them online, thankfully, so somebody's sort of bringing them into Russia. And obviously they've kind of found a little bit of an option to put the price up a little bit, but you know, the thing is they're selling all these models. I mean, there's a lot of stock down the bottom here. You'll see all of the back stock, but then some of the accessories for them or the replacement blades or the foils you can't find. So this is actually the place where I just came and picked up the phone clamp for my phone that I'm filming on right now. So I actually ordered it last night for pickup in the store. I was actually able to do payment at the store here so I could have a look at it first. You'll see here it's obviously a little bit busy with people kind of running around. The one kind of very cool thing that I want to show you here, so when you buy a TV here, they've actually got this kind of frame off in the distance here, just between these two guys. Now, you kind of look at this thing here, it looks like an easel. So basically, it's got some bubble wrap on it, but where you've got this test and try section over here, so you've got plugs, everything set up, you can kind of basically unbox your TV, and then you can put it right on this stand, and you can test it in the store. So I think as I kind of end the video slowly here, I thought I'd just show you all the phone models here in the shop again. We've even got all the smartwatches here, all of the headphones. Obviously very popular here are Bluetooth headphones. These are what everybody's using when they're catching the metro and the trains. Sorry for my shaky hand, I keep switching hands. But yeah, lots of different choices of the Bluetooth headphones. I know the Samsung one is Buds, but I don't know any of the other names, have got a brand or not. So yeah, phones galore in the front here. You know, the thing for me, right, being Australian, I mean, we're so used to the kind of Samsung and Apple kind of, I guess, duopoly, you can call it that, which is basically two brands that dominate a market. But coming to a store here in Russia, you've got so many other companies that are kind of pushing their way into the market. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this walk around of M.Video. Now, I've been made an honorary #1 employee of the store. The staff here were so nice. I did actually come in to buy something, of course, but they made me the #1 employee or staff or customer, I'm not sure. But thank you to everybody here at M.Video in Solaris shopping center. This is my home shopping center, as you like, so I feel even better now knowing that I could make the video here. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. I mean, that's completely up to you. I know that people do that sometimes. Post a comment, let me know what you think, maybe where you are in the world, how you'd compare this to the stores in your country. Thank you everyone who's been a subscriber to the channel. Again, I appreciate everybody wholeheartedly. From people that do super chats, super thanks, donation alerts, thank you. The phone bracket that I've got on my phone now was thanks to everybody that contributed to the channel. So you're all really kind of part of the channel now. So I put another video for you to watch right above me here. You can watch that right afterwards. Actually, I might put the comparison store to this, El Dorado, so you can have a comparison. So yeah, bye everybody.